Hey friends, coming up, I am sitting here chatting with my best friend from 7th grade on. It's been an eternity together about our cancer journeys. We both found out, or we both told each other at the same time in the same phone call. We'll share all of it and more coming up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Hello, hello, Heal Squad. It's going to be a great day. You know why? Because I have my best friend in studio today. And she is freaking out because she is the complete opposite of me, friends. She hates the camera. She hates the spotlight. But I am teaching her what Dr. Joe taught me and all of us. New patterns, new behaviors, new results. So I'm pushing her out of her comfort zone this weekend. Normally, we would spend the whole time by the pool. Now, we're also not only doing this show, I'm taking to her very special pre-Mother's Day brunch at Anastasia Soar's house. Of course, we know Anastasia is the eyebrow queen. She's going to be hanging out with some big celebrities. Alyssa's like having a heart attack. Before we get into why we're here with my best friend, because we have a really cool story to share about our health journeys together in the last couple of months, let's share a little quote of the day. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood. That is from Lucius Annaeus Seneca. I don't know if I said that right, but I hope I did.
I was going to say excellent pronunciation.
It's pretty good.
Thank you, Kelsey. Heal Squad, thank you for being with us as always. We love to get better with you every single day. We hope your journey is going well as well. If you haven't gone to mariamenounos.com or healsquad.com, go check it out. Our merch is there. My mug is not here right now, but you can get yourself a mug. You can get yourself a Heal Squad t-shirt. Kelsey's rocking the Heal Squad hat right now. If you're on YouTube, you can see it. It's a pretty cool hat, actually. My dad left his here. Oh, I should have added that to his package, or maybe I'll just mail him another one. He should have a West Coast hat and an East Coast hat, actually. So check that out. Also, Macy's.com/Heal Squad. I curate all my favorite things from Macy's there. They're a huge supporter of the show. So anything you buy from that link is really supporting us, and we're so grateful for it. I have a lot of things on there. It's kind of like my personal curated wish list. So when I need something, I just go there. If I'm going to, like I just recently went to the Westin in Maui, I needed some cover-ups. I went on there and I picked them out because I bought them because I had already picked them out. So check it out. Okay, so here we are with my bestie. Alyssa and I have been best friends since 7th grade, and she has put up with me all these years.
No, it's been easy.
It's been easy.
Some parts.
Some parts. Alyssa's the one who took my brain tumor the hardest, I think, in my life.
I still do.
Yeah.
I still have.
But you were by my side through that. Every step of the way, you came out for surgery. You came out and stayed with me for, what, a month or a month and a half?
A little over a month, I think.
Yeah. And I'm forever grateful for that. The story we're about to tell, and neither of us could be there for each other in the physical. We could only be there together in the virtual, so thank God for FaceTime.
Thank God for FaceTime.
So here's the story, friends. So you've heard the fact that I got diagnosed with this neuroendocrine tumor and had all this surgery and dealt with all this stuff the last couple of months. What you really haven't heard was this story, which was me and Alyssa having to walk through cancer journeys together. And who would have ever known? I actually have cracked so many beaches jokes in my life with you. And if you haven't seen Beaches, you should.
Don't.
It was Bette Midler, and I can't remember the other star's name, but her friend gets cancer, and like it's this whole story. So when I got the brain tumor, I was like up in the backyard with Alyssa on our chairs, and I'm like, this is like Beaches. You're my best friend, and you're with me through this.
And I'm crying my eyes out. I think I cried for months with that tumor.
Yeah. Yeah, she would get mad at me when I would crack jokes about it.
It wasn't funny.
But then, you know, what was crazy is we had a little pause in our friendship over the summer. And slowly, like, we started kind of reconnecting, and I remember chatting with you at Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Shit happens, friends, guys. Friendships, have their ups and downs. And she texts me in January and says, hey, I have something I want to share with you tonight. Are you around? And I said, I have something to share with you too. Yes, absolutely. Meanwhile, I know I was just diagnosed with this pancreatic tumor. And I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. And I had called you and we had had a long conversation. I don't know if you remember. We talked about everyone in your family.
Right. But I wasn't ready to tell.
But I also, did I know then? No.
I don't think you knew.
There was something else happening then that I wanted to share with you.
Okay.
And it just wasn't the right time for me to share.
It wasn't the right time for me.
Yeah. So you didn't share anything.
No.
And then in January, you sent that text and we got on the phone. And guys, oops, that's my blood sugar alarm. It's a little high right now, but it's okay. Forgive me, guys. You texted me, we got on the phone, and you said, what?
It's still so emotional. That I just needed to tell you something. And that I think, it's still so hard, that I had breast cancer. And keeping that from you was so hard, but I had to keep that from you.
Why?
I had to deal with it myself or figure it out for myself. And I wasn't ready to tell you. I wasn't, oh my God.
It's
So
okay.
hard.
This is what I do every day. I cry all the time.
Oh God. I wasn't ready to tell you, but I had to tell you. As my friend forever, I had to tell you, and I wanted to at that point. But oh God. But I wasn't ready for what you were going to tell me.
Yeah. So she tells me that she has stage 1 breast cancer. You'd already had what you called the M&M removed.
Yeah. I had my little M&M removed. I had my surgery in the end of December, and I was just about to start chemo, but I felt like I had to tell you before I started chemo.
Yeah. So it was like a little teeny tumor.
Tiny little couple centimeters. Yes, that they removed. They removed that, and 5
Couple
or 6
centimeters isn't tiny, actually.
in the grand scheme of things, it was pretty small. And then they removed 5 lymph nodes. Yeah.
Was it scary to go in for that surgery?
No, actually
weren't
not at
scared?
all. No, I laughed and I joked because it was just a little M&M. It was just my little M&M that was part of me, and I wanted it out. But no, I wasn't scared for surgery at all.
You had said something about my mom and how you kept thinking about my mom through this.
Because I watched your mom go through it, and I watched your mom when she was diagnosed with her cancer. She never cried. She never cried, and she was just like, all right, let's deal with it. Let's take care of it. Let's do it. And that was one thing that I was ready. I wore for 4 months, a sunflower pendant because of your mom that I had. And I had gotten when I was a kid because I loved sunflowers, or still do. And your mom always reminded me of sunflowers. So I had to wear that. The minute that I got diagnosed, I put my sunflower chain on and didn't take it off until, I don't even know when, February maybe? Once I started chemo. I think that's when I took it off, finally.
Wow. Yeah. So that was an emotional call.
It was very emotional. It was so hard to tell you.
I know we're not the first set of friends to probably have to go through this. But I don't know of anybody personally where they're, the two besties are going through cancer at the same time. I know it exists for sure. So Alyssa shares this all with me. I'm like, why didn't you call me earlier? I would have been there, and blah, blah, blah. And
lots of tears.
a lot of tears. And then I waited and waited and waited. I let her get everything out. And then right when she was probably exhausted, I was like, well, not to one-up you. And I use those words as a joke. Not to one-up you, but I have a pancreas cancer. It's called the neuroendocrine tumor. And she starts guttural crying.
I thought it was going to be, when you said you had something to tell me, I thought it was going to be about the baby. I thought it was going to be something happy and something that was going to, we were going to laugh about, not knowing that it was going to be your own diagnosis.
Yeah. I had no idea what you were calling me for either. never in a million years did I ever think. I always looked at you like you were never going to have anything like that.
Yeah.
You were always going to be
Right.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the problem child.
To say the least.
So, and then the crazy part is I put my superhero cape on
Right.
and I jump into action. I would have been there in 1 second, but I couldn't
No.
because I'm in the throes of now finding an oncologist and a surgeon and all these things that I was potentially going to need. Thank God I don't need chemo and radiation or any of that. And I had surgery. And
Which
so
killed me not being there. Oh my God.
it's like
I
the
think
two of us
that
were
was-
like, what? We
that
can't
had-
help each other.
Not your diagnosis obviously was heartbreaking, but for me to watch you in the hospital through FaceTime and not being able to be there, at least just to help Kevin and just to be there, be by your side. We didn't even have to talk. I mean, there was plenty of times after your brain surgery, we didn't even talk in the hospital. You were resting, but I knew I was just there and I had to be there and I wanted to be there. And not being there this time, I think that was the hardest part for me.
Yeah. Same. Same
I was
for me.
fine.
This one was such a trooper though. Like you really were so impressive because I remember when I went through stuff, you're like, I could never do this, I could never do this, or
Right.
and you are very like, I don't know, you're scared of things like needles
Petrified.
and like I
Petrified.
would never think you would walk through this with the amount of grace you walked through this with and the strength that you walked through this with. I kept being so amazed and so proud of you and so just wowed by you because you're like, I'm fine. This is nothing. I'm good. I'm like, you're having chemo. This is real. Like, I feel so lucky that I don't have to go through that.
Oh, thank goodness.
I'm sitting here watching you right now with your cute bald head.
Oh, it's killing me. This is the hardest part.
But you look so cute and you have beautiful blue eyes and like you look great. Like I was so proud of you, but it was so sucky to not be able to be there for you and to know that you're going to those chemo appointments without me. Her mom, Kels, is funny. Her mom was like, I thought it was weird Maria wasn't out here because her mom knows me. She knows I would have been there. But now she knows because it finally went public.
Thank goodness it finally went public.
Yeah, that I was going through this at the same time. So, yeah, it was hard, and I'll never forget. I got flowers from you, and this fucking killed me. Excuse my language, guys, but she just wrote, "We're in this together," and I lost it. I saved the card. I'll have it forever. And we did. We were able to be there for each other through the whole thing, like via FaceTime.
This time. But that helped me, laying on my couch after chemo, just having your face right there. I mean, I would prop you up on my pillow and we would just talk, and it wasn't even anything, we didn't have to say much. It was just, you were there, whether you weren't there physically, but you were there. You were there just listening to me and trying to get me to eat certain things and to do certain things. But
Which I succeeded on some of them.
you did. Listen, when you told me, when you stopped sugar from your mom, you took that from her, I didn't understand it. But the minute that they told me I had breast cancer, I stopped sugar and I completely changed my way of eating. And, I'm not doing such a great job right now, but I'm doing it.
Empathy.
And
But you did. That was the
I
other
did
thing
it.
that
I
blew
did
me
it.
away is she cut all sugar. I'm literally, we were on the phone around the clock together. She's making her own healthy dinners at home, protein and vegetables, no bread.
and I love to eat. I love
Yes, she does.
every kind of food possible.
That's why we're friends.
I love it, but no, I stopped it all. But I had to because I knew that was the right thing to do, but I watched you do it with your mom, and I was like, all right, if this helped her, I can do it too. And if she did it, I can do it. That was it.
Yep. Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot. Like, think about, we're each going through this, but then the other is going through something so hard too. So it was like a double whammy for us, for both of us. It was a lot. And then again, having had that kind of pause period that was so painful too. It was just a lot of pain for a while.
It
But
still is. It's still emotional. It's still hard, but it will get better.
so you've gone through your chemo. I also had told her about the ice caps. I had found out about the ice caps, and she's like, "Yeah, no, they recommended that to me, but that was really painful, right?"
It was torture. And I give credit and props to everyone that's done it, that succeeded with it. But I lasted 2.5 rounds of chemo and I couldn't do it anymore. It was too painful.
The ice
What's an
caps.
ice cap? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
explain
my
it.
goodness. They put this cap that's form fitted to your head with a helmet over it. Or at least mine was. This is just mine. And you connect through a machine that just runs ice cold water through it. And the pressure, it gives you such a migraine and headache, and it's just your head goes completely numb, and it's trying to save the follicles, which, as you can see, it did not save mine, but that's okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because I had a friend that I had recently met who did it, and it saved her hair. So I think it's individual, like anything else.
Right.
So unfortunately, I mean, that's probably more painful than the chemo in
That
some
was
ways.
more painful. Absolutely. Because you just get a constant headache. Your head is numb and you're freezing. And no matter how many blankets, I had heated blankets, layers and layers on me, and I just couldn't get warm. And it was too much.
You're also prone to migraines. So for
Yes.
maybe somebody else who does, I don't want to scare people from trying it.
No, I would definitely try
You got to
it.
try it. You are prone to migraines, so that probably made it harder.
It definitely amplified them.
Yeah. And now you're through the chemo,
I'm done.
done with the chemo every day. So the first 2 to 3 days were rough.
They were tough.
And then by the fourth day, she'd be like, "I feel amazing." And she would just be this crazy beacon of light. I'm like, "Oh, thank God she feels good." Because there's nothing you can do. You just have to walk through those rough moments. And I think one of the things that I learned too, because I remember this, you had said something, you're like, "No, it's nothing." And I'm like, "No, it sucks. This is brutal. This is awful. There's no sugarcoating this." And you're like, "Thank you for saying that." Because other people are like, "Oh," because I said, "I can't believe we have to go through this one more time." So she had finished her third round. It was so painful. You had one more round. I go, "I can't believe you have to go through one more round of this." And you're like, "Thank you for saying that." Because everyone keeps saying, "Oh, it's just one more."
That was everyone's big line was, "It's just one more time, one more time." And I know it came from a good place, but you don't want to hear that. You definitely did not. I did not want to hear that.
Yeah. And you were strong and you were, really good spirited. You weren't complaining about stuff or anything. So on top of it, for someone to minimize it like that, it's like, for anybody out there, don't do that.
No. And my big thing was I would say, "All good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good." And a girl from work, she looked at me one day and she's like, "It's not all good. It sucks." And I looked at her and I'm like, "Thank you." Because it was easier for me to say all good instead of having to go through every specific detail, and just nobody wants to hear it. And I didn't want to tell anybody. And so I would just say, "It's all good." And when she ever said, "No, it's not, it sucks," I was like, "You're right. It does, but it's okay. It's okay. We did it and we're done. And I'm here."
Yeah, you are. Yeah. And we were able to console each other through the whole process because we were both in pain. We're both in pain, and we understand pain. So we knew the right things to say to each other in those moments. And I could understand and you could understand, even though it wasn't chemo for me. I've had all these surgeries
You've had enough.
so yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, please.
I'm done.
Please.
I think we're officially
We're
done.
done.
But it was really helpful in that regard to have someone who's going through stuff at the same time. But again, the double-edged sword is you want to be there for the other person and you can't.
No, not when you're 3,000 miles away. No, that was hard.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And now you're going to start radiation.
Monday. So I needed one last trip before that starts.
Yeah. So we enjoyed the pool yesterday.
That's it.
We'll be doing it today and tomorrow with a few little exceptions.
That's okay. Little breaks
Little
from the sun.
breaks. But again, I never thought I'd be giving birth to a baby without you there.
I know. But I will be there. I will be there as soon as radiation's over. I'm coming to meet this little girl.
So, she'll show up. You'll be here within
Right.
probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks of her birth, I feel
I'll
like.
be here.
But it's so wild. You've always been able to just jump on a plane and be there for whatever it
I
is.
mean, you never know. That might happen on a Saturday or Sunday when there's no radiation, and I might just jump on a plane and come meet her.
Good point,
You know?
actually.
I didn't think of it until right now, but listen, we just need to. We get her here on a Friday.
Yeah.
That way I'll be there on Saturday and
Okay.
fly home on Sunday.
I can start talking to her.
Right? See what you
I'll
can do.
negotiate. Talk to her every day.
Right? See what you can do.
Negotiate. Alyssa brought her the cutest little outfit. It says, "My auntie is my bestie."
That's right. She needs it.
So, yeah, so it's been a crazy journey. What do you think? Oh gosh, let's see. How is the blood sugar doing? Oh, we're stabling out. Okay, cool.
These alarms.
What do you feel like has been your biggest lesson in this journey going through breast cancer?
Biggest one? Anything can happen. I never would expect this to happen at my age. And I learned never to minimize anything.
Like what?
Life, what's your friendships, those, I don't know. I've learned a lot, but no, it's just, I think about friendships. Those are very, very important. And the people, you need people to help you.
Alyssa, what did you just say? You need people to help you? You can't do it all by yourself?
No, I needed people. And not just for what they were doing for me, just to be there for me. Even just our talks, I needed that. That was hard to say.
Well, you're someone that's always, you're the call everybody makes.
And I wanted it that way.
Yeah, you like being the one that answers the call and is there for everyone.
Right.
You being vulnerable is a
I don't like that.
whole
I
other
don't.
thing.
I still don't like it.
But that's what you have to work on, right?
I am. I'm
That's-
trying.
That's the thing. You're being vulnerable right now.
Oh my gosh, completely.
And new patterns, new behaviors, new results. So there will be good that comes from it.
I hope so. There has to be.
Yeah, well, we have to keep growing. So if there's an area that you're like, no, I can't do that. Well, then that's what you got to go towards.
I think this has definitely taken me
is
out of my
big.
comfort zone.
Yep. I've done this, by the way. I've been doing this with Alyssa since we were 13. I was like, come on, we're going to be on the cover of the newspaper back home. What? No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
We're going to be in the newspaper. You're going to be sitting in this chair. Let's go. And I would just put her in everything I was doing and she would want to kill me
Yeah.
from go. I was always pushing her out of her comfort zone. For prom, semi-formal in 10th grade, I did her makeup. I made her wear
my
red lipstick.
Gosh, red lipstick and oh my God. Those pictures are somewhere and I never want them to pop
They're
up.
on my library shelf in my living room.
We'll be posting them on Heels
No,
Squad's
no,
Instagram.
no,
Yes.
no, thank you.
Good thinking, Kelsey. They're
No,
right on
no, Kelsey.
on the mantle. You'll see. But I've always been pushing her to do things, and now I was like, no, you really have the final say. You do whatever you want.
But I agreed.
You agreed.
Actually, I agreed rather quickly.
You did. I was impressed.
I didn't even put up a fight. I was just like, okay, let's do it.
Well, also Kevin has been like, listen,
Yes.
you need to make different choices, to have different outcomes. Let's go. You're going to this thing at Anastasia's house. So tomorrow, Anastasia Soar, this is pre-taped, friends. We're going to this pre-Mother's Day brunch with, Sofia Vergara, Jessica Alba, who's going to be in studio with us in a couple of days. And I said, Alyssa, I told him you don't want to go. He's insistent that you have to go. You have to make new choices. I'm totally fine not going because I carved these days out for us and I was serious. And you guys know how serious I was about carving out these days. And Elsa was like, okay, I think I could go. I just,
It was just my bald head. That was the only thing that was stopping me from saying yes right away.
And so I said, I totally get that. If we have something to make you feel comfortable, let's see. So we found my Uma Thurman black wig from a costume I wore literally over 20 years ago. And her hair is starting to grow back black. And it looks so good on her that I was like, this is what you need to do with your hair. She's always been blonde. It
Always.
looks so good.
We'll try it. We're going to
So
do
I
it.
put a whole outfit together for her. She looks like a superstar. And we're going to have a nice little time. We're going to take Violetta, who's like my second mom. And I want her to have that special
She deserves
experience
it.
too.
She deserves
They're
it.
going to do portraits of like the woman in your life or the mom in your life. And anyhow, it'll be cool. We'll get our portrait too. You can't be my mom
You can-
because
I was
I'm
gonna
only
say,
a
you
few
could be
months
my
older. I could be your mom, yeah.
You are older.
I am older. Couple of months, guys.
Listen, a couple of months is
It's a big deal. But yeah, I think asking for help is a big deal for a lot of us. I don't enjoy doing it either, but we have to, and we need people. And I think, like I said, for you, you've always been the one that's been needed. And even today, like your dad was dealing with your
poor
closet,
thing.
and you keep feeling so bad for him. I'm like,
still do.
let him. He's able to help you.
I know, but
he
it's still
wants
a lot.
to help you.
It's still a lot.
No, it wasn't a lot.
It was.
In your mind, it's a lot.
In my mind, absolutely.
But you've got to let go of those things
I'm
so that
trying.
you can get better,
Trying.
right?
I'm trying.
Trust me, I am trying on my shit too. How about I stop worrying about everything as well
Yeah.
and stop stressing?
Right.
So we still have some work to do because Kevin was at the pool yesterday yelling at us. He's like, you too, this is why you got what you got. You got to stop stressing. You got to stop worrying. You got to stop this and you got to stop that. And I'm like, yeah. Can I have another drink?
No, I will. If it means that this will never happen again, I will make sure of it.
Yeah.
And I will make sure you do not stress either.
Yeah, we got to do what we got to do.
We have to.
Yep.
We're not doing this again.
Never again. I'm done.
One and done. Thank you.
One and done. I've been doing my meditations. And so Dr. Joe talks about how you have to see and feel it as if it's happening currently in the moment. So I'm going through the list of things like, okay, I want my A1C and my C-peptide to change and be this number by July. And I want this to be healed and I want nothing to come back and my PET scan to be clear, no upticks and this. And I just keep going through all the stuff. And it's such a wild process, but it works and it has worked. And I'm super grateful for it. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on. And I'm like, no mas. Everything is healed and cleared. And I know the baby's going to heal me in so many ways too, because that's just pure love. Natasha, you know this. You're the only one in the room that is a mom. Can't that pure love just heal so much?
Yes, I think so. Because it's just that, like Dr. Joe says, like you've got to be in a space and a place where you are feeling the feelings. So you're constantly feeling this absolute love for this other being. So you're living in love.
Yeah.
That's the way I think about it.
I want to live in love. I think it's live in love with Max and Bobo and
I was
Winnie.
going to say the pups.
I know they give me so much love too. It's just the in-betweens when they're peeing on things. And I'm just kidding. Although the baby's going to be peeing on everything.
Everything.
I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for us to like get to like do things with her. I think about it all the time is we're going to go do fun things.
I know poor Kevin, he's getting left out.
Yeah, but he's going to want to get left out from some things, I'm sure. But he's going to be so happy that we're going to want to take her on all these adventures.
She's doing it all.
Right?
Yes.
We're going to travel with her.
Absolutely.
We'll go to the Grand Canyon with her.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I've been wanting to go to the Grand Canyon.
I want to come.
Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking more Disney World, but sure, we'll go to the Grand Canyon.
Alyssa, you can take her to Disney World. We're going to the Grand Canyon.
Absolutely. I have no problem taking her. Bye.
Disney World was
Bye.
Disney World was the best experience.
Absolutely. To see it through their
you and
eyes.
Natasha
was
can go.
amazing.
Disney's
Yes.
going to be amazing. Oh, and she'll have little ears.
She will have little ears.
Yeah. It's going to be a really exciting time. So only good times from here on out. You're going to get through your radiation and we've been talking about this tamoxifen thing you have to be on for
Ever.
many years. 5 years?
5 years.
Oh my God. So that's the next thing I have to do research on is how to counter the bad effects of that, which we're not going to have bad
There's not going
effects,
to be bad effects.
but just preventative. Like, what's the supplements we need to be on for that?
That's for you to do your research.
I got it.
Please.
I got this. You know it.
But yeah, you know.
Well, Alyssa, congratulations on your first episode of a TV show.
Thank you, my first and last. This is it.
Thank you for opening up and being vulnerable.
Thank you.
And thank you for being an amazing friend and for helping me
No, stop it.
through all the madness. My mom, the tumors. And
I wouldn't have been anywhere else.
I know. And if you have a best friend out there, guys, as Alyssa said, nothing more important than your friendships.
Right. You need them.
You need them.
You absolutely need
So even if something's happened, you can find your way back.
Right.
Nothing's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
No one is perfect.
Nobody's perfect. Even Alyssa.
I am not perfect. I'm far from it.
Usually I say me, but I couldn't say me this time.
You know.
But you can find your way back, and you need people. So cultivate those friendships. Keep them. They're like flowers. You got to keep watering them and giving them their little vitamins and
They are work.
giving them sunlight. You got to take care of them. So I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful that we're getting to the other side of this.
We're almost there.
We need a clear bill of health from you. We need continued clear bills of health from
You're
me.
healthy. You're done.
And I just want to thank the Heal Squad for being on this journey with us. In the meantime, be nice people, make good choices, and be present.
This podcast and all related content published or distributed by or on behalf of Maria Menounos or mariamenounos.com is for informational purposes only and may include information that is general in nature and that is not specific to you. Any information or opinions expressed or contained herein are not intended to serve as or replace medical advice, nor to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any disease, condition, illness, or injury, and you should consult the healthcare professional of your choice regarding all matters concerning your health, including before beginning any exercise, weight loss, or healthcare program. If you have or suspect you may have a healthcare emergency, please contact a qualified healthcare professional for treatment. Any information or opinions provided by a guest expert or host featured within website or on company's podcast are their own, not those of Maria Menounos or the company. Accordingly, Maria Menounos and the company cannot be responsible for any results or consequences or actions you may take based on information or opinions.